Very good morning, children. Welcome to the online education of class 7 science. So, dear students, in the previous class, I was discussing about the different kinds of aquatic habitat. In that, I discussed with you about the first type of aquatic habitat, that is adaptation in seas and oceans. Okay. So later we discussed about the adaptation of different kinds of plants and animals in the seas and oceans, and later on pond and lakes. How the different kinds of plants are adapted to ponds and lakes. For example, floating plants, submerged, partially submerged plants, as well as completely submerged plants. Then how the frog has been adapted to the aquatic habitat. So later on we came to a next concept, that is how do we categorize in general. Okay, so on what parameters we have to categorize all the living things are in our surroundings as living and non-living. How can we distribute, come to a conclusion that what all things seen to us are going to be living and non-living. So in today's class, let us discuss the characteristics of living things. So what are the main characteristics of living things that I am going to discuss? So based on those characteristics, we can say that the given object, what we see or what is present inside us, around us, so is a living thing. If it does not possess such characteristics or features, then we say that that object is, or that material is, non-living thing. So in today's class, let us study about the characteristics of living things. So firstly, it is characteristics of living things. The first one is the living things, they need food. Okay. So dear students, you all come to the school every day, right? So you just practically think yourselves. Suppose on any day, if you are doing a fasting, okay, if you are on fasting, okay, so on such particular day, you will not have any food in your home and directly you will come to school and you will not eat till lunch break. Okay, so what will be the condition of yours? So definitely you will be at the exhausted condition. Means, so if there is no food for your body, so the organs of your body cannot work properly. Means their work will be reduced. Because so any organ of our body needs to work, they need the energy. So that energy should be supplied through the food to each and every cell of your organ. So when those cells are given energy, then that energy is supplied to every cell and that will make the organ to work. So then all organs together they work and they perform different kinds of function. So though you are sitting and listening to the class, you will be doing many activities. Okay, so listening, speaking, reading. Okay, you are giving the work to your brain to think and get the input. Okay, so such all processes will be going on. So hence you need the energy. So same thing I am going to explain now. So food is essential for all living organisms to survive. So no living organism is going to survive without food. So every living organism needs food. Okay, so plants prepare their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Already in the previous classes in 5th standard, so already you studied about the photosynthesis process. So plants are autotrophs, means they are self preparing their own food. Okay, so they are going to prepare their own food through the process of photosynthesis. They make use of in presence of sunlight. They use the carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. So they are going to prepare the food in the leaves by using a chlorophyll. Okay, of the leaves. So it is going to trap the sunlight. So using that, the food is going to be prepared. That we call it as photosynthesis. The end product of the photosynthesis is glucose. So that food is stored in the different parts of the plant. So that will be used for the plant to grow and reach the different heights. Okay. So in the same sense, the animals. So plants prepare their own food. They are not depending upon anybody. So they can prepare their own food, hence we can call them as living things. They need the food for their growth and different functions. What about the other animals? Yes, other animals also need the food. Okay. So most of the animals. Okay. So some of them, they depend on plant and its parts for their food. Okay. So whereas remaining 50% of the animals, they depend on animals for their food. Means they hunt on the other animals, smaller animals, and by eating that animal, they are going to survive. They are going to obtain their food. So this is how the animals get their food. So animals get their food by depending upon their plants, on the other plants. Any kind of plants, their parts they eat and they consume that, they survive. And where some other plants, they eat other small animals for their food. they consume other smaller animals, they hunt that and consume that smaller animals and get their food. Okay, so we divide them as what? Two categories again. Like one is plant eating animal, another one is animal eating animals. Okay, so there are two categories again that we will already we have discussed in the 5th standard class. Okay, so that is the plant eating animals as well as animal eating animals. So next one is food gives energy for organisms which needed to grow for all life processes. See here. So why do we need the food for all organisms? Why it is necessary? Because food is necessary for all organisms for the growth. Okay, so are you having the same height as you were in LKG, UKG, first, second, third standard? Never. So you will start growing year by year, time to time. There will be a change in the growth of yours. Okay, so hence every living organism grows, including plants and all the animals. Okay, so for the growth, the energy is needed. For the growth, the food is needed. So and for doing any work, energy is needed. So that energy is supplied by the food. Okay, so food is necessary for getting the energy and also for the growth, and not only for this, even to perform some life processes. What are those? Such as digestion, reproduction, excretion, respiration. So all these processes will be taking place in our body. So for all these processes, life processes, so food is necessary. So let's go for the next one. So living things, they show the growth. Okay, so what kind of growth? See, the plants, every organism grows into adult from time to time. Yes, it is all observed by you in your surroundings. Just observe. The plants which you see in your surroundings near your home, which are small in the beginning, today, after 10 days, 12 days, 15 days, 1 month, so it has grown up. Okay, that small child in your home, small baby in your home is grown into 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then later on it goes to the first standard, like that. Okay, so every living organism, small cat, small puppy in your home develops into adult dog. Okay, so chick develop into hen or cow, like that. So every living organism grows into adult dog. Okay, so plants also grow from time to time, from seed to large tree. So if you are going to sow a seed in your field, so after 2 months you will see the crop over there. So in the monsoon season nowadays, okay, you are going to sow the seeds of bajra, wheat, jowar, okay, whatever it is, even the sugar cane, stem cutting, you are going to put it in the soil. So after 2 months, after giving the water and irrigation as well as giving the pesticides, all the fertilizers, after 2 months you will see a nice crops which are grown up. Okay, so it is going to bear the seeds again. Okay, right. So in this manner, the plants also grow from time to time. So later on, in the same sense, animals also grow either from young or from small animal or baby to adult inferiors. Okay, so even in animals, okay, so such as two kinds of the reproduction we find in the animals. So one is egg-laying animals and another one is directly giving birth to animals. From eggs to new animals start growing, hatch into a small animal, then again start growing, and after some years it grows into adult. Okay, so small egg grows into egg to chick to hen or cock, right? So in small puppies it will give birth, dog give birth to small puppies, 3, 4. So after 1, 2, 3 months, 4 months, the puppy grows into adult dog. Okay, so even your just check out your in your home, if you are having the buffaloes, cows, the buffalo and cow give birth to small young one. Okay, so later on after 5-6 months, that also grows into adult buffalo or sheep or adult cow. Okay, in this manner the growth takes place. For example, it is given puppy to dog, or from egg to hen or a cow. Yes, so finally, so living things respire. So plants also respire. Okay, so with this concept, let me explain in the tomorrow's class because it needs more explanation. So this is more detail is there. So hence, in today's class, dear students, we studied about the two important characteristics of living things. That is, one is the living things need food, and the other one is living things show growth. Dear students, I hope you have understood and make a point of these notes. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.